We had been experiencing what most companies do, which is growth and change. And we were looking for answers for how to solve some of the problems that we were discovering.
My COO, Justin Allen, and I had participated in a Leadership Institute cohort for about a year called Groundwork. After going through that, we were approached by the founders of Groundwork with the idea of potentially doing an assessment of our organization.
And so I think there was a fair amount of, pride in myself of thinking that how could somebody from the outside identify problems I'm not aware of, and what solutions could they possibly provide that I either hadn't already tried or would be specific enough for me to actually apply. I actually really liked the way it was set up. I felt that there was a lot of time spent assessing our team and understanding what their needs were at the time. And I think they did a really good job of helping people to feel comfortable with sharing their true feelings and their observations that they really had.
What we experienced when the results of the assessment came back was, I think you could say bittersweet. The great news that we found was that for members of our organization, our vision was compelling to them. The bad news was that the experience people were having inside the organization was not consistent with the ideal that we had established.
What I realized through the assessment was that our employees, our company wanted to be better, and people had really good ideas and they wanted to make a contribution. They just didn't know where to place that energy. There's an instinct to begin fixing right away. And that's a trained, developed instinct that all of us have as leaders. There's a problem, let's start fixing it now. But usually the information that the assessment provides is at the foundational level of your company. The very core, the seeds at the root of who your company is. Because the solutions you're gonna do aren't gonna be policy and procedure changes. They're going to be core changes to the way that you as leaders approach the business and core ways, fundamental ways in which you change the way that you interact with each other.
I experienced a personal transformation, which maybe was the most important impact. And that transformation was an embracing of where I was weak. We had scheduled, independent of the assessment, an all-company gathering. As we were preparing for that all-company gathering, we were simultaneously getting the information from the assessment, and we realized we were going to have to really, I personally was going to have to really own some of the failures that I personally had made. I stood up in that gathering of all employees and forthrightly acknowledged all of the mistakes that I had made and how the experience of many of our people wasn't what we were hoping it would be, and here's how. That required a new level of humility for me that previously I'm not sure I would have been ready to do. But I looking back, feel like that was an important beginning of vulnerability as a culture in our company, starting with me.
What the assessment did for us, particularly for me, was help me understand that the leader's role wasn't to solve those problems. The leader's role was to help everybody understand the vision and help everybody see themselves as a part of the vision and create systems that allowed people to be the solution. It's probably one of the most thorough assessments of an organization's core values that I've seen. And that information allowed us to better understand who we really were and what we were trying to pursue and what was most important to us. And then how we can, as an organization, how we can help each other pursue our core values.